I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I have traveled the world over, but never found the peace that comes from watching my fishes as they swim about their home. My heart is happy and I am content to sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishies are in my home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
Well, delighted, so happy to be here. Sorry, Dina's not going to be with us. She is suffering from problems with her teeth. She went to the dentist and they have butchered her. She had some fairly deep work done, and it's really not.
The fish.
Well,
The fish.
I need to shut this off.
The one place to go to.
There we go. So we're just so sorry she's not well. She's in a lot of pain. So everybody be thinking and praying about Dina. She needs to get better. She's been so suffering and struggling with this now for weeks. It's been going on and on and on. I'm sure she's watching, so but she's just too much in pain to be able to hang out with us. Mermaid, is it? Let's see, we got all kind of stuff here. Diane Altland is tarpon. Welcome, Diane. Nice to see you. Christian B is a snook. These are people who have become members of the YouTube channel with all of the benefits they are thereby entitled to. Help, my snail has a white crack along its back. Well, I'll tell you what you can do about that. You can put super glue on it, or you can put some putty of the kind that gets real hard on it. Super glue works pretty well, actually. Just put a little super glue right on that crack, and that'll protect it, and it won't infect that way. It's a dangerous condition because it can become infected. Parasites can get in. In fact, there is a parasite, a snail parasite that gets into the snail and kills it. by chewing away at the shell right at its opening, right along the edge of its opening. And it'll keep chewing on that and going deeper and deeper until it reaches the body of the snail. And then it just goes right straight in. Horrible, horrible parasite. A nasty little bugger. You don't see it much because it's pretty obvious. It occurs in farming snails. You'll see it occasionally on farms where they raise snails. But they're pretty careful about harvesting, so they're not going to harvest one that has a little notch on the edge of its shell, so they're pretty easy to see, pretty easy to tell when they're infected. All right. We have had a bunch of people talking about hair algae. Everybody's worried about hair algae. And I got to admit, it's a complete pain. Hair algae, because it doesn't quit. It just keeps going. But here's the trick. Hair algae, think about this now. Hair algae grows like this. It just keeps going and going and going. It doesn't branch out. It's just one long strand. And then it'll break and more strands come out. Adam Armbruster is with us. Come on up, Adam. Oh, look at that.
Hey, hi, Father Fish. This is our third attempt. Okay, so the first Helene took out what we were doing, and then we rebuilt, and then Milton showed up, and then filled it with whatever water this is. But this is down below. I followed your recommendation. This is 3 feet deep. It's got 6 inches of sand on the bottom.
Wow.
And then this is going to be a waterfall.
How big is it?
Oh, this is that from where I'm standing right now at the end of this little sidewalk. That is about 12 feet wide.
Oh, that's pretty big.
Yeah, wow. You could lay across this whole section. You could lay across that easily.
Then some. Wow, nice.
And then this is going to be the waterfall. These boulders going. You can see it's still being worked on, right? Like all the way up to there. And then up here is the what you call it? The what's that called? Where it's the bog, where it stages the water.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah. So then this is looking down the hill.
Oh my word!
So again, we had.
Oh, I love it.
Should have been done weeks and weeks ago. The hurricanes had other ideas.
Who designed it?
Oh, Father Fish. It's two guys, Ian Cole and his friend, and they work at Selby Gardens here. And it turned out he does patents. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so anyhow, it's very, very well organized. That's really neat.
That's the before. I'll keep you up to
date. Well, it's going to be wonderful. We need to get lots of bog plants for it.
Oh gosh, we have. You should see all the plants on the side of the house ready to go. Lots of plants. It ought to be really great. God, it's just taking forever, but everything does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, particularly when you have big storms coming in.
Yeah, I know. We just keep rebuilding like ants. That's what we do here in Florida.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Ain't that the truth? That's wonderful.
You got to be a little loony to live here. You have to be loony to live here to begin with.
Well, I don't know. I was there for 32 years, and there was never a bad storm. Not one in 32 years. Within a month of leaving, the whole place got total.
I was in your store, and if anybody watching this that was ever in your original store, it was the coolest pet store you've ever been in your life. It was like a jungle. It's like a jungle in there. It was awesome.
It was amazing.
It was.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah, the store I have now is totally different. That doesn't compare at all. It's completely different. But I tell you, I think it's going to be more successful financially.
That's good. That matters.
Yeah, it really does. Because I'm trying to do a whole lot more now. What I was trying to do there was build an incredible store.
Well, you
And
did.
I really did. What I'm trying to do here is build an incredible organization. And the store is the support foundation for it.
Well,
So,
that's just smart business. But I'll tell you, anybody listening or watching this, you would go in the Father Fish store, and when you walked out, you felt like you should have bought a ticket, like it was that entertaining.
we had kids coming in all the time. People would come and visit and bring their children just because there were so many things to do. The animals to hold, and we let little kids go into the atrium, and they could sit there with bird seed, and the birds would come down and feed from there.
Oh, that's cool.
Very, very fun.
Yeah, I'll walk over real quick and I'll get off in a second. I'll show you all the plants we have staged up
Oh,
on the side of
nice.
the house here.
Got a
All of these plants.
kidney pool there.
All of these, all those plants, all these plants, all the way down. All these, all those plants are staged up, ready to go. We're just waiting for these guys to get back.
Yeah.
You can see the hurricane damage. That's my fence where it used to be.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the mighty blow.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed.
Well, God bless you. It's great being
That
part
was
of
so
your
much
farm.
fun. Nice to
All right,
have you.
cheers. Cheers. Be well.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
What is that? Oh, my camera moved. I didn't know what I was looking at. Who do we have here? Neo Veritas. Hello.
How are you, bud?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Nice to see you.
So this is a 90-gallon. I have this set up outside in my backyard here in New Orleans.
Cool.
It's about a week old. I did about an inch of.
I think we lost him.
Stars of the show are these Gulf killifish, which I collected locally.
Oh, how wonderful. Where do you live? Where are you?
I wasn't expecting these guys to trap. This is an invasive. This is a Texas cichlid, I believe.
Oh, look at him. Sure enough.
So I'm not sure how long these guys will be able to stay in here. I hear they're quite aggressive.
Well,
But,
yeah. Pretty yard. We're having a lot of buffering problems here.
Sorry about it.
Yeah, we're losing you.
I'm debating on whether to put a heater out here because New Orleans can get down to 30 degrees, several times a year. But these are native fish, so they live in it. So I'm not really sure.
I don't think it'll be a problem at all. I wouldn't worry about it. You're not going to freeze. So, yeah, that is cool. Very nice.
That might be better.
Yeah, I love it. There's something very special about natives. That's very cool.
I switched off my Wi-Fi, so I might have a better connection.
Oh, okay.
But do you think I need a heater out here?
No, no, I don't. I don't think it'll be a problem at all.
Okay. But these killifish, these are the largest killifish in the world. They get up to 7 inches, I hear. And I'm really excited to see, how they grow. And
Oh,
I just
nice.
hope these guys don't become a problem.
Right.
But they're pretty in their own right.
They are. Yeah, they're found all over the coast.
And funny enough, I found these in a drainage ditch, like a cement man-made ditch, essentially.
Wow.
And they were super shy, but now they're coming out of their hole and exploring the tank. I'm getting as much plants as I can in here.
Yeah. The tank is really cool. Really
Thank
like it.
Oh, there we go. I don't know.
Ah, great.
Sorry about the glare.
Well, we can see the buildings in the background. Oh, we're looking
Thinking
great.
about getting
We're looking great.
a couple more.
Yeah, that's neat.
Today was the first cold spell. Got to about 60-ish degrees down here, but they're doing great.
We actually had frost this morning.
Really?
There was ice on the car window.
Feels great. And these guys aren't, they're out 60 degrees and they're doing great.
Oh, and they will. They'll be just fine. What a cool tank. The rock. That's
my
really
native
nice.
tank.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I just use leftover scrap. And
perfect.
well, I guess I'll jump off, let some other people get on, but it was good talking to you, Lou.
Appreciate having you up.
All right, bud. Take care.
Bye for now. Nice. That's fun. Native tanks are so remarkable. I guess it's in part being able to see what is otherwise invisible. Let's see, who's this? Ben Thoden is here. Hi, Ben.
Hey, Father Fish.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
My goodness, look at this.
On the left side, you'll see red Rotala. In the middle, you'll see the mermaid.
Oh.
And on the right side, you'll see the green Rotala.
Oh, how nice.
That's what I won on the auction last week. These are your plants.
Right. Oh, terrific. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I wanted to show them off for you.
So you've got all these pots in there. What kind of fish are in the tank?
Yeah, they're actually coming tomorrow. They're Neolemprolagus.
Oh, shell dwellers.
Yeah, the Cotopunctus.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm getting 8 of them.
Oh, that's going to be wonderful. You're going to love it.
I think so.
That will be great fun. Yeah, they'll love that tank too. That's going to be really cool.
Yeah, it turned out wonderful. Of course, soil under the sand, 2 inches of sand.
Whew. Really nice. Well, we're excited to see the fish.
I know. I'll get on the next week and show you the fish.
Where did you buy them? Where'd you get them?
I won them on an auction as well from a breeder.
Oh, well, what auction?
Skippers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he was having a fundraiser last week or over the weekend.
Oh, wow. Very nice. I
So,
like it.
anyway, but I just wanted to show it off to you and show
Well,
you the
thank you, Ben.
plan.
Yeah, appreciate it.
But I'll let you go and get to
Looking
other.
forward to seeing the fish. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Right. Bye for now.
Bye bye.
And who do we have here? Dr. Mo.
Hey, Father Fish.
Hey, how are you?
Just wonderful.
Tell us about this tank.
I set this tank up about a month ago, so I thought I'd just share.
It looks
It's,
very cool. Yeah, very
it's a
dramatic.
3-gallon cube.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it's does have about an inch of substrate in the back, but I tapered it off in the front to give it more perspective.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of like the look. I'm so used to seeing the layer of dirt. It throws me when I don't. But but I like it. It's neat.
So yeah, there should be enough nutrients in the back. Like you can see, it's pretty deep in the back. So
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah, for the size.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah.
Very
So, and then
cool.
I've showed these ones before, but there's an update on these ones. This is the 55-gallon.
What do you have that setting on?
It's a few 2x10s, piece of plywood, and then I just took a torch and burnt everything and sealed it with some olive oil.
It looks very cool.
It's just under the entertainment system, so we can enjoy it while we're sitting on the couch.
Right. I like it. That's really neat.
Yeah, thanks. And here's the 32-gallon. Recently added some driftwood too.
Yeah. You have a flair for artistry, for aquascaping. It's
Well, thank you very much.
very attractive. Nice looking tanks.
Yeah, hopefully the plants really start thriving here. I did a big chop back of all the what do you call it? The stem plants in the back.
Right, yeah.
They were completely cascading over the roof of the tank. So
well, they will bush too, so that'll be good.
yeah, it'll control it a little better. They were crawling into the foreground and everything. So
Right.
just show off a couple of these little eco jars. Something if you don't have the space for, you can easily put one of these together.
Sure enough. Nice.
Just some snails and some shrimp.
You can do shrimp, that's right.
Yeah. If you wanted something a little bigger, you could go for something like this.
Oh, wow. Neat.
Yeah. And just the heat from your home and the sunlight is all it needs.
Right.
The substrate that you preach about is what's in there, and yeah, make it your own.
Resurrection jars. Look at them all.
Exactly.
What's the little tiny ones?
The little tiny ones are just some trees I have propagating. I think they're weeping figs.
I see. Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's all I wanted to share.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. That's very nice.
Thanks, Father Fish. Take care.
Bye-bye. Let's see. And we have Jacob Wade. Hi, Jacob.
Hey, how you doing, Father?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
This-
I
this-
finally got into the
Becoming an
shoal.
old friend. This tank's becoming an old acquaintance, an old friend. Very nice.
Yeah, it's some of this jungle vallisneria right here. It's over all but 3 foot long. See, it's already starting to come over.
Oh yeah.
And then I basically cut back this hornwort at times, and then I cut this back one time, and then it just basically seemed the center right here.
Very cool.
But I'm thinking really about getting more of that bleeding heart tetra. I think I need to get maybe about 3 or 4 more of him, at least
Yeah,
have a
that's
school
a
of
pretty
5.
little fish. Yeah, I really like them. That's a nice little fish.
Well, see, he didn't have that color when I bought him. The environment he was in, I don't think well, see, he was left alone, the guy told me, for about a week and a half because he bullied a lot. And
Yeah.
I honestly not seen no bullying at all from him.
Somebody was talking about that. They had a question about fish bullying each other. I think the thing you have to realize is that aggression is a natural, or chasing, I should say. It's really not aggression. Chasing is a natural function of fish. So long as they're not chewing each other's fins up and killing each other, then you really don't need to worry about fish chasing each other around. That's pretty normal, natural behavior.
Right.
Nice,
You
Jacob.
see all the
Thank you
bugs
so much.
jumping around? Which one do you think?
Pardon?
What do you think which ones do you think those jumpy biological creatures are?
Oh,
See them
golly.
all jumping up at the top?
Oh, on the top. Let me look
See how they
again.
look like little pieces of salt jumping around?
I
Right there,
don't.
that little thing jumping, you see it?
Yeah, I can't tell.
They're jumping all over the place. And then I got
Yeah,
planaria
probably
over here.
water mites. Probably water mites. Put a betta in there. He
And then
will enjoy them.
these little guys, them little guys right there moved too. So I've already this. I mean, I shouldn't have done it, but so I recently just replaced ick back in this tank on purpose, which the beta back here, he had it. He had like 4 spots on him, and I watched it all 4 times because even when I first made this, I had to break the other tank down, and those fish still had ick. But I watched it. I mean, I watched this physically. It just literally just dropped right off of them. No problem. And from that point on, that pathogen is not allowed to become overpowered now. It's controlled.
Right. Well, that's true.
I mean,
that's true. It really is. If
see,
you've
he's a
got
male beta.
you have a strong biological foundation, it will control it. Jacob, I got
5 months. I mean,
somebody else behind you. I need to move on. Your tank's looking great.
all
I know
right.
you're enjoying it. We're all enjoying it.
I think I'm setting a best friend of mine tank up, doing it your way, because he wants to do it, and he's always been used to the other tanks, and he's going to do it right this time. And because he come up and he actually sat here and sat in front of my tank for like 30 minutes and said he was really surprised on how far I really came, and he wants me to do it now for him.
Well, good. Well, enjoy. Make sure you
So
get some video. Show us what you're doing. Let me move on. Thank you, Jacob. Okay, who is this? Tawana.
Hi, Father Fish.
Hi, Tawana. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's good. I just did my 10-gallon into a dirted tank. The dirt that's in here I got from you. That's Father Fish dirt in my tank.
Okay. Okay.
And 98% of these plants that's in here came from Father Fish.
Wonderful.
Yes,
Wonderful.
and I'm loving it. My plants are growing like crazy. Everybody in there is happy.
Well, it looks wonderful. I like it.
Thank you. And this is a 10-gallon. I do have a 55-gallon that I need to change into a dirted tank. This was before I knew any better. So this is a 55-gallon. And yes, Father Fish, the thing you hate most, I do have CO2 running in this tank. Because like I said, this is when I didn't know any better.
Well, I tell you what you can do. Start adding sand to it.
Oh, okay.
About a half an inch at a time, once every week or two, until you get about 2 inches of sand, and it will develop a dirt layer.
Oh, so I don't have to, I can leave the rocks in there. I don't have to worry about putting dirt under it.
That's right. You don't have to worry about it because it'll catch all the waste. Just start adding sand to it, small amounts at a time.
Okay, that's what I'll do. And I can remove that CO2 from out of there.
Yeah,
I would have known in the beginning.
Yeah, you will be able to. It'll take a while, but in a month or two, it'll be a completely different tank. It'll be like the other one.
Well, thank you for that. I'm definitely going to do that.
Pretty tank. The plants they look really good. It's a nice looking tank.
Thank you. Yes, I love plants inside my tanks and outside my tanks. I have a lot of plants at my home too.
I know you do, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Tawana.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you, Father Fish.
All righty. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Oh, glory. Nice. Let me catch up with the chat here a little bit. Doom pie, springtails. Okay, yeah, that's probably what they are. That'd be about right. Springtail or some kind of, there is what in the world are they called? A little hopping thing that lives on the surface of the water. We call it water mites, but it's not a mite. It's just a mite meaning tiny. Nice. A lot of nice tanks. Adam said last year my fish store talked me into gravel too. I had to strip it all down to get with the Father Fish. Yeah, I know his fish store too. I know it really well. It's an old store. It's a store that's been around since the 1990s. The mid 90s or so. Rick, I can't remember his wife's name. They've been running that store for years and years. In Sarasota? Yeah, in Sarasota. At one point, they were a very wealthy store, I should say. They had, this is back in the 90s and in the first decade of this century, they had over 1,000 tank maintenance contracts where they were maintaining tanks for people in their homes and offices and businesses and so forth. It was an enormous business. And then we came upon economic hard times and it collapsed. They wound up with a few hundred. So had to do some serious readjusting, but managed and have been able to hold on. Very nice store, but they're kind of stuck in their old ways and have never really been able to move forward. Okay, we have, who is this? We have Anita Holzer here. Anita, if you will turn your camera sideways, it was working.
Oh, okay.
I think it was, or maybe I'm wrong. No, I guess it was not.
Okay, so this way. Nope, wait a second,
Yes.
right there.
No, it's up. It's standing on end.
Oh, it is? Okay.
That's not working right. That's a pretty tank. What is
Thank
it?
you.
55, is it?
It's a 55.
55,
Yeah, and this is one I had a question about. This is one we set up before we started doing everything your way with your recipe and with the natural method, and we put only sand in it.
Okay.
And it seems like some of the plants are growing, which weren't doing very well in the beginning, have started doing well, and then other plants which were doing great in the beginning have kind of quit putting off new growth. I wouldn't necessarily say they're dying back. They're just like our jungle val is not putting off new growth. So my question is, what is your suggestion? I don't know if you can see my substrate there. Well, it's just all sand.
It's not very deep, is it?
It's about 3 inches.
Oh, is it really? It doesn't look like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's about 3 inches.
Okay,
I mean, it's right at that 3-inch mark.
I do have a suggestion.
Okay.
Start building a food web.
Okay.
With leaves, and try to get some natural material from a creek or a pond.
We've done that. That log that you see there is something we recently added. We did actually have a certain amount of leaf mulm in the bottom, but it has since all deteriorated, and we have been in a major drought.
You have to keep putting it in. It's actually.
Well, we've been in a major drought.
Oh my.
So we haven't really had a place that we could go to that actually has the running water or that isn't really low.
Yeah, you don't need that. You've already got that. You can use dry leaves now.
Okay. Okay.
You can put dry leaves in. And then when you can, add some more wet material. But the dry leaves will serve as food for the microscopic life in the tank. And that will enrich the sand.
Okay.
So that'll accomplish exactly what you want to accomplish. It's a nice look.
Oh, thank you. Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Other than that, everything looks okay, I guess.
I like it. I like it very much. Yeah, pretty tank.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you. That is I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it looks good. I really do like it.
Well, thank you. That was my contribution for this week, and I will be back next week.
Wonderful.
With another tank.
Oh, great.
And Dina, and Dina, I'm just going to say to Dina, I hope you get losing that pain really quickly. You're in our prayers. Yeah, and we'll see you next week, Father Fish.
Thank you, Dina.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Vanita. What is that? Oh, I was wondering what that glare was. I have a light bulb trying to illuminate my face a little bit. Phillips Fish Works. Yeah, that's a good point, Shine On. You can buy material from Phillips as a way of being able to continue that. But you're at a point, Anita, where all you really need is dry leaves, but you need a steady supply. They break down because they're being consumed. Think of the leaves as food. So it's a nutrient, and you need to keep you as food gets eaten, you add more food. You know, it's something that they don't eat once and then live fine forever. They have to be fed. It's just like anything else. Can you add fallen leaves that still have color? Yeah, I think so. I don't think that's a problem. Do it gingerly. Do it just a little bit, and keep an eye. Beard watch, right? Well, it's coming. It's reached the unkempt scurrilous sort of look. It doesn't look nice yet, but it needs to get another inch. I'm 84 and my hair doesn't grow as quickly as it used to, so it's taking a lot longer. I think it's been about 2 months and it's not an inch. It's about half an inch. So this is going to take a while. Another couple of months. By Christmas, it should look pretty good. So Colin said I put sand on my gravel, but myself and Pleco likes to dig in it. Planning on getting him a 125. He's in a 45 tall. Sounds like a big guy too. So yeah. I'll tell you what works really well for those big plecos is a pole. If you have a place to put like a kiddie pool or 100-gallon pool, something that's maybe a foot or two tall and 5 or 6 feet in diameter, that kind of pool is really effective for a big pleco. And you can keep goldfish in that then, and koi, and grow plants. I need to show you something. I think I can do this. I'm going to go in the other room and show you a pot. Oh, and I'm not wearing my mic. Oh, that's okay. I think the microphone is on the camera. Now, I want you to, it's kind of dark in here, but this is about a 400-gallon pond. It's about 8 feet. I think it's 8 feet across, 8 by 10 or thereabouts. It's full of goldfish. There's a big pleco. There's some other kinds of fish. There's some mollies in here. I don't know what those guys are. Gouramis, maybe. I'm not sure. 3 darker fish. I don't remember what they are. That's funny. They're not rainbows. Somebody put something in here. I'm not familiar, but look at all the plants. It's loaded with plants. There's the big pleco. And these plants, occasionally they'll get pulled up. I've got about 4 inches of sand in here. And it's just doing so well. Occasionally a plant we pulled up, we just put it back down in there. And they by and large stay, and nothing really is chewing on the plants. In fact, they're mollies. No, they're not mollies. I do have mollies in here, as well as a lot of fancy goldfish, common goldfish, and koi. When we have a plant that's full of algae, we put it in here and they clean it off. They don't destroy the leaves at all, and they clean all the algae, or a good bit of it, off of the plant. So it's something that works really well. It's really effective. You can see it's just a lot of fun, and has wonderful plants in it. So, not dark in here right now. All the lights are out. Can't see a thing. Let me get back. I do have one more I want to show you. Here's the lights are right. Ah, I hope you could see that. I couldn't see what I was showing you. Can you put beach sand on the substrate? Absolutely. I have fish to throw in there, says me. Yes, exactly. That's one of the joys of a big pond like that. You can put fish that you're having a problem with because they're too big or too aggressive or too delicate even. Throw them in there and they do really well. Christian Calkins is here. Hi, Christian.
Hey, Father Fish, how you doing?
Wonderful. How are you? What a
Doing really
stunning
good.
aquarium.
Thank you. Everything in this is actually from a local creek by my house, save for the plants and the soil that I got from you.
Oh, that's wonderful.
But
Look
even
at
the
that.
sand, I actually pulled from the stream.
Oh,
wet.
cool.
So,
Oh, wonderful. Oh, what a terrific idea.
Yep. So it started out cycled pretty well. I just put some CPDs in yesterday. They're probably still hanging out here in the back.
Yeah.
But
Ah.
yeah.
What size tank is it?
It's a 29.
It's gorgeous. It's just really stunning.
Thank you. Yeah, all the
Very,
leaf litter has been an amazing time seeing all the little critters, and anytime that anything moves, it just explodes with life all over the tank.
Yeah.
So it's been really interesting. It's so fun to watch. I'm trying to figure out what this little biofilm or whatever it is here, but
yeah, it's a fungus.
it's kind of what I figured, something along those lines.
Yeah. Think of it as mushroom culture. It's highly edible.
Yep.
All of the microfauna eats it. It's very nutritional, actually.
Yeah. It's been so fun to see all these little things and learn so much and leave it alone.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, I love it. That's a wonderful tank.
Thank you.
Spectacular. Do we have pictures of that on Discord?
I don't believe we do yet.
Please do that. We're looking for just these kinds of tanks to be able to show off. And I know, try to get hold of Tommy Denda. He's looking for pictures, and it would be really nice to be able to feature this tank.
Okay, I'll do that then. I'll
I
submit
like
that.
it very much. Good. Thank you,
Thank
Christian.
you.
That's
Yep,
wonderful.
thank you.
You bet. There we are. I lost myself for a minute there. Oh my. Let's see. Can I put old substrate from my pond and then sand? Yes, you can do that. Absolutely. Fish time link. Current viewer 74. Yeah. Max here is 7-year all-time max 219. Nice. Thank you. Fish time link. Like the river rock. Yes, it is impressive, isn't it? Yeah, really nice. Oh, Lance to lock. 3G, Fish Time Link. Meet Deborah Shear. Time Kimco. Super 9 Polar Bear. I don't see an issue because it's beneficial. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Oh, he's saying you use Quick Creek clay sand. It's like concrete sand, but it's a mess to clean. there's a way to use it when you're setting up the tank. If you put it in, put the dirt in, put the sand in, and then you can put a thin cap, like a half-inch cap on top of it, of a coarser sand, even a cleaner sand, or a finer one for that matter. And that'll kind of hold it all in place. And be very careful about putting water in so you don't stir it up at all. And it'll be fine. It tends to be a strange use of the word sand, but it tends to be kind of soft. It tends to be very light in the tank, so it stirs up easily. But it's really effective for plant growth. Cinnamon is here. Hi there. I met Cinnamon at the Clash last week. We had a great time. I know you had a great time.
Yeah, I figured it out finally.
You did. That looking pretty good there.
Yep. Yes, I did. It was really fun.
That was fun. Yeah, I was watching it, going around to all the booths.
Well, that's my first one before I met you.
Okay. Well, that's a nice looking tank. I like the tree in the middle. That's kind of cool.
The first tank. I seem to be on a delay. I don't know why.
So have you do you have your new tank set up yet?
Am I doing something wrong?
No. Is this is an old tank, is it?
Yeah, I have that one. I think I'm on a delay.
Yeah, probably. The delay can be long too. It can be like a minute. It's amazing.
Okay. I am so computer illiterate.
Tell us what you're doing there. Talk about that tank.
Okay, this is my first one, and I've got some black skirts, shrimp. Okay. And then I do have the female beta, the one person was asking about. She does great. Some Danios and then some scissor tails. And then snails.
Right.
You can see the beta is trying to get up on that tree.
So how are you doing getting your new tank set up?
I've got it started. If you hold on a second, I have to go to where it is.
Okay. Cinnamon bought all kinds of supplies and plants for
I have to show you my very first one. I took a jar that I'd broken the lid to and made a tank.
Oh, it's perfect. Look at that. Mollies and catfish and a zebra or something, whatever there is. Mollies, I guess.
Now that one's got
a betta.
You can see her. That's Snow White right there. She's a beauty.
You got all kind of fish.
Yep. I got mollies and Corys and a couple Danios.
Right. So I saw Danny, I guess. Sure enough.
Well, the kids help with that. They're constantly telling me to get a fish.
That's pretty neat.
Okay, so let me show you. I'll now go to the father fish one.
Okay.
All the tanks I've gotten have been given to me almost free, because of course there's people always going in and out of this business.
Right.
So let me see here. Once I get past my.
Oh my.
This is, unfortunately, I don't have a great light.
You
Let me
got
move the light.
turn your camera the other way. It's standing on its head. Turn your
I've got
turn your camera, Cinnamon.
the other. Oh, this way.
Yep. Yep.
Sorry.
It's okay.
And we've got Corys, because I like the albino Corys. I've got a couple of belly mollies because they do good with helping clean.
Right.
And then, okay, and I have the, they're a mixed cichlid of some kind. They said that they probably won't get very big. There's some white ones in there. And then, of course, there's my beautiful blue female beta. I love beta females. The wood's making it very, that tannin. Somewhere in here is rams. And, well, I've got rainbow fish, but they're going to go in my other tank that I'm planning on. There's the, where'd it go? There was a Bolivian ram here a moment ago. There's a rainbow. They're kind of fast when they see me taking pictures. Oh, here he is. It's the turquoise rainbow. But we've got some caves, some nice caves. And then we've got another cave at the end here.
That's a very impressive tank, Cinnamon.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I really love doing this.
Everybody looks healthy and happy.
Thank you. I'm finding it very enjoyable.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I'm getting the other one set because I'm a little worried it'll be a little overcrowded because there are some Colombian tetras in here too.
You got some Africans in there, don't you?
Yep.
Some Malawis. Impressive.
Yep, some Bolivian rams. Oh, those are the Bolivian rams, which is right there. I've got 3 of those. And then I've got, yeah, he's swimming right there in the front. And then we've got the little white ones. The Corys are getting in the way, but there's little white albino. They were in the assorted tank at PetSmart.
Right. Very cool. Big tank. You're quite a fish keeper, Cinnamon. That's impressive.
Thank you. I'm gonna be making the 30 or the 55 gallon when I get that set. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
You bet.
The 55, I'm going to make a river and have shell dwellers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but thank you. I wanted to show you though that I used it.
I very much appreciate it. It's
Yeah,
real,
thank you.
yeah, and welcome.
Yeah, I think that'll be interesting. I like them, so thanks.
Very good. Well, thank you.
Have a
Nice.
good evening.
You bet. Bye for now. Very nice. Yes, I am still selling plants and some fish and shrimp and snails. And we have now opened a walk-in shop, which is slowly becoming known to the local community. We've had a few people come in who have managed to find us, and everybody loves it. So we're getting just a really good response. Not a lot of people get. We did have 4 customers yesterday. That was a record. So we had one customer today. We get somebody in almost every day, but we've only been open for a few weeks, and we're not on a main drag, so it's a little hard to find us. You don't know we're here unless you're looking for a shop. We are listed locally, of course, online, and can be found if you're looking for tropical fish in Salisbury or Ocean City or the environs. And we have people coming from a distance to get here. So it's going to be quite nice. We sell easily 100 different kinds of plants. A lot of plants that are uncommon, that are hard to locate. The quality is excellent. We get them directly from our farm in Florida. They ship them to us, and we get them out the same day. Virtually all the plants we have are shipped out within a week. We are growing some plants, and that's kind of becoming more and more substantial. So we're getting more and more plants that we're able to grow here. We have a greenhouse, and we've got about 40 vats set up here at the facility. So it's coming along pretty well. Very excited about it. We have dedicated staff, just people who are excited to be here and work with us. So it's really going to be something wonderful once we get known. We're doing pretty well with the store. We did have a bit of a slump, and it was strange how it happened. Someone managed to get the use of my debit card. I didn't lose any money. It was discovered, and the bank was good about contacting me. But I had to change my debit card to a new number, and I had a lot of accounts on Google, a lot of ad program accounts, and they all collapsed because they couldn't. I couldn't make the regular monthly payments. So all of a sudden, we found that sales were on just a steep downhill slide. We lost almost 50% of our regular sales and could not figure out what happened. Finally, the storm in Florida had caused our computer specialist to lose power lose his computer access for nearly 2 weeks. So it all kind of happened simultaneously. We got back together yesterday, discovered what the problem was, fixed it. So now we're trying to get back to some semblance of order and get back in gear and get our sales up so that we can pay all of our staff. So it's been a bit of a struggle for a couple of weeks, but it's good to know it's a fixable problem and not something a result of things outside our control. Oh, let's see. Got your beach sand from the dunes higher up and away from saltwater. Yes. The sand, dune sand is rain washed, so it's very clean and has no salt in it at all. There's potentially mist or spray, but you get far enough back and it doesn't amount to anything at all. Fish Time Link said, yes, membership, super stickers, super chats, oh my, they're fun and they help support the channel. And every little bit does help. Balador, can I put old substrate from my pond and then sand? Yeah, we dealt with that earlier. I need to give you a moderator. And that is such a good idea. You can supplement that if you will treat that mud as compost. So it would be 25% of the total soil. The other 25% would be actual soil, and then 50% peat moss or some other kind of organic coir or black soil or something, or a heavy organic material. Like wood chips or leaves, even ground up leaves. Mix all that together, put that down as your soil base, and then cap that with 2 inches of sand. So that would be the formula. Will you also someday sell blackworms, Deborah? Yes, I have blackworms now. I finally have figured out a way to be able to keep them that's working pretty well. And I want to explain this to you because I'm frankly surprised how well it's working. I have 20-gallon totes, the clear totes, with about 1.5 inches to 2 inches of sand and aeration. Fairly strong aeration, just bubblers, not filters. You can't do filters with worms. They get in the filter, but just air stones. And I put 1 pound of worms in that, and they settle in the upper layer of the sand, in the top 1/4 inch or so of the sand. And are able to thrive in there. I've not fed anything, but we have put some leaves in, and they've been consuming the leaves. The only issue is you have to watch it pretty carefully because you don't want the water to get foul. If it does, they'll all die. So just make sure the water is clear. You can do water changes, kind of small water changes regularly, although I found I don't need to do that. Once it got stabilized, then it's been fine. I've been harvesting worms out of that for about 2 weeks now. And I harvest them with my hand or a net by simply scraping up the top 1/4 inch. I put that in a fine mesh net, shake it real good, and the worms kind of bunch together, and you can take them out in a bunch. Now, it works effectively as a way to be able to do them in a fish room setting where you're feeding small amounts. It's not a commercial approach. There's a shop, Super Cichlids in Dover, that is trying to set up a live blackworm operation that will allow them to sell worms by the pound. I'm hoping we're going to be able to get that together, or that they're going to get it together. The biggest problem is they're buying the worms from Mexico, and they had trouble the first time getting them through customs. They had all the paperwork in order, everything was appropriate, but the first custom officer looked at it and said, "Oh, these are earthworms. We have to hold them for a week." And of course, they're not earthworms, and they didn't have to hold them. And as a result, everything died. When you added to that was a problem with FedEx, that they, or UPS, I don't remember which, but they bollocksed up the shipment too and tied it up for another couple of days. So by the time they got it, it had been in transit for well over a week, and everything was dead. And it was 100 pounds of blackworms. It was a complete disaster. So they're trying it again, and hopefully they'll be able to get everybody on board with this and be able to make it through. It's so problematic. It'll be worth it if they can manage to succeed. The problem is the success of these kinds of adventures is dependent upon the stupidity of people who have no idea what they're dealing with. They're new to they may be somebody who's just filling in for the first time, no sense of what's going on, no sense of the history of this particular shipment, and they will act, they believe, conservatively, which in point of fact is not conservative at all. It's just the opposite. It's destructively, and they wind up ruining the entire shipment. It only takes one day to ruin that shipment. It's not going to hold up 3 days. It'll barely hold up for 2 days. So we're just hopeful that that they're going to be able to pull it off. Yeah, it was indeed the stinkiest mess ever, like you can just imagine. All right. So anyway, if they get that, then I'll be able to buy from them. It's an hour's drive. I'll go pick up 5 pounds or 10 pounds and set them up and be able to sell locally if I can. And they are. I am sure they're planning to be able to sell by mail. So if they are, we'll have that as an option as well. Team Detritus is with us. Team Detritus, I love it. Lake Missoula Aquatics, that's Ben Sharp. Hi, Ben. Nice to have you here. Stan Pittman, 3G. Meek says we're all moderators. That's right. Let's see what else is going on. Can I use leaves from the garden in the small city? Yes, you certainly can. Absolutely. I can just imagine this dreadful odor. The dwarf pea puppers eat snails. They do, but they'll eat tiny snails like bladder snails or pond snails. They don't do much with the bigger stuff, but the tiny ones. If you have a pond, a a problem with pond snails or bladder snails, the pea puffer. The pea puffer will take care of it. You'd think worms wouldn't stink much. Well, unless they're dead, and then they're rank, and then they smell the worst thing you've ever smelled in your life. What do you know about red-colored algae? Red color, I don't know that I know anything about red-colored algae. It could be a bacterial. There are certain kinds of algae that grow with bacteria, and the bacteria can create color, like blue. That's what blue algae is. There are some algae that infest saltwater tanks that are of that nature. Cyano. Yeah, it's cyanobacteria. That's right. Packaging detritus. Pedro Soto, I have 10-gallon aquarium empty, thinking about planning to do natural saltwater. If you are near the sea, do it 100% out of the sea. Collect sand from the water, and then water from the water, and bring in whatever you can find alive, whatever kind of rubble or hardscape there is, whatever kind of plants or growing things you can find. Bring it all in, load it up with rock. It'll be absolutely amazing. Remove oxygen from water. I guess you're talking about the cyano. If it gets out of control, it can be. In a freshwater tank, cyano is not nearly the issue that it is in saltwater, and it's pretty easy to control. Linda Snow, do shrimp eat snails? No, I would say no. I think it's more likely that snails will, if they can catch them, will eat shrimp. I think snails and shrimp do pretty well together, basically. They kind of stay out of each other's way. They're not really a threat to each other at all. Is there a link to Father Fish's store? Yes, there certainly is. If you go to fatherfish.fish, that's fatherfish.fish. There, all of the links for everything Father Fish are there. And right at the top in the first panel is the link for the store and the link for our Discord channel, the Father Fish Shoal. Excuse me. It's the easiest way to get to it. Very red, not brown like brown algae. Coats the surface like a brown algae. 3G says ring detritus. Oh, what? Linda Snow. Thank you. Fatherfish.fish. Coral and eggshell. Coral and eggshell cut snails. What? No. Snails live on coral. And eggshells cannot possibly cut. Snails will eat eggshells for the calcium. Never heard of such a thing, Lance. Coral and eggshells cut snails. Sounds like an aquatic myth to me. Balder, Father, what do you think about great pond snails? Great ponds, otherwise known as apple snails. Oh, they certainly can live in aquariums. But you probably don't want them in your aquarium because they will eat every single plant in the tank, down to the root. And if they can get to it, they'll eat the root too. And once you get them in there, they become a real problem to get rid of. They bear their young live, and they will have one baby every day. Every day there will be one more little tiny apple snail that will grow into something the size of a golf ball or bigger and will devour plants. You really don't want apple snails in your tank. No, I wouldn't say so, lads. That it's a good example of hearing something or reading something that someone said because they thought it was clever and it seemed to make sense, and it kind of came out of their imagination, you see. And it must be true because they thought of it. I had a friend once like that who believed every single word. This was a female friend. Every single word that came into her brain. And I finally was able to pin her down on what her authority was for this. And it was really quite simple. Her authority was she thought it, so it must be true. The unexamined mind is a strange and wonderful place. I thought it, so it must be true. I think it's probably astounding how many people there are who function that way. Their belief system is based on what's in their mind, as though their mind is somehow magically connected to God or the source of truth or whatever. Ruben Ubasa is here. Hello, Ruben.
Hi, Father Fish.
How are you?
Good.
What are we looking at?
This is a 250-gallon Father Fish tank.
Oh my word. What a beauty. 250 gallons. Wow.
Yeah, I just built this like let's say 2 weeks ago, and it's been going great.
It looks fabulous.
Thank you. So, I have like a lot of schooling fishes in here because I think they look so great, but with just like the big tank.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes, and you can see the carpeting is like growing very well, and also the plants.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
You're doing something that is very difficult to do. Does anybody know? Does anybody know what I'm referring to?
I'm not really sure.
Right. This aquarium is showing an enormous amount of discipline. I'm looking, leaving it alone. Nice big rocks. No, that's not what I'm thinking. Let's say Baldor, if you go to the top, the black line at the top, and click on that link, it'll bring you right in. All right, well, I'm going to explain it to you. This is absolutely remarkable because you have achieved something so far that is very difficult to achieve. You're keeping big fish out of the tank. It's a big tank, and if you have big fish, you want to put them in a big tank because it's the better environment for them. But by having a lot of little fish in a big tank, you get a completely different a kind of dynamic in the tank that you're experiencing. That's really wonderful. Dude,
Yeah.
the link is gone. What are you talking about? How can the link be gone? It's posted. All right, let me get it back. Copy. Somebody's saying they can't get the link. You obviously got the link. All right, there's the link. And I have pinned it. So it's at the top and it's also in the text. It's StreamYard.com with a bunch of letters and numbers. So just click on that and it'll get you where we are. That's a great tank, Ruben.
Thank you. So we stocked this with like Raminos tetras, lemon tetras, and some Raminoses, and they're all schooling together.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah. And then so we're gonna get a lot more plants soon, but this is a club, and like in our school, West High School in Anchorage, Alaska.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like, but for some reason, like nobody wanted to help me build this tank, so I built it by myself.
Well, good for you. You've done a wonderful job. I love it.
Yep.
It's very impressive.
Yep. So, but and then in the future, we'd like to stock this with also some dwarf cichlids, that because I think with all those caves in the rocks, it would like be great like habitats for
I
those.
think so too. Rams and credences.
Yes, we are. I think we're going to be placing an order soon at our local fish store to order some credences.
Credences are perfect.
Yeah,
And
and
they,
I love their coloration too.
yeah, and they can tolerate a little cooler water. The rams cannot tolerate that cooler water, but the credences will be perfect, and they'll be able to. The babies will be able to survive in there. So yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and
I
I've
love
been
it.
with the plants. They grow like at least an inch every single day.
They're doing really well.
Yeah. And so yeah, I just wanted to show you this because like the sometimes this is the first time I actually caught up with the live, because usually the live has ended when like school was over.
No, but, well, I'm glad you did. That's really wonderful. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you for having me, Miss Fatherfish.
Bet. Bye, Ruben.
Bye bye.
What a great tank. That's fun. Jacques Jecker. Luncheon Salty is here. Hello, hello. Melanie Moran. The StreamYard link, yeah, there it is. Thank you, Melanie. Whoop. I need to get a new computer. My computer goes blank when I try to do anything much. It blacks out for like a few seconds. Albino cribs, yeah. The rock credences from Lake Tanganyika is another type of credences that you could keep in that tank. Great tank. Brooklyn Trini. Brooklyn Trini. Is beach sand better than sand bought at a store? Well, it's cheaper. I would say it's better, sure. 3G is here. A3G.
Hey, Fatherfish.
How are you?
I'm great. I just come up here to waste some of your time.
Well, that's good. That's good. Always enjoy watching your angels.
Thank
They're
you,
just
sir.
delightful fish.
Thank you, sir. These are all the mean boys.
Right.
Mean boys.
Look at them. Look at them sparring. Now, see, that kind of behavior is not destructive behavior. It's aggressive, it's assertive,
Right.
but they are not hurting each other at all.
Right. Agreed.
So,
They're just determining their pecking order.
yeah, that's right. And again, it's not anything that is a problem at all.
Right.
It's not anything you need to be concerned about. It's
Right.
perfectly natural, normal behavior. Fish are aggressive creatures. They simply are.
If
That
you can
is their
see,
nature.
these guys pick on each other all the time, but yet every fin is perfect.
Yeah, they're
There's
not.
they're not doing any damage.
They're really doing strength testing. If you think of it that way.
I think this big knothead right here is the strongest one. He got a big knot on his head.
Right, right. Nice.
This is the 55 gallon. And here's the Altums. There's two in the back by the heater. There they.
How are they doing?
They're still skittish, but they're doing well. I mean, they don't come running out like the other angelfish do yet, but hopefully they will.
Hopefully they will, right?
One. But anywho, here's the Peruvian Altums.
Nice.
Pearl scale.
Right.
Container tank. It's deep substrate.
Container tank, right?
I got like 5 or 6 or 7 inches of soil in some of those big pot plants.
I see that.
They're full.
That's funny.
Works good. There's a few babies.
No,
Super red.
What's the is that Cuba or baby tears? What is that?
Pearlweed.
Pearlweed. Okay, right.
LRB pearlweed, man. That stuff, and it grows like weeds, whether it's floating or in the bottom. It doesn't care.
Nice.
Grows really well. I got a batch of these angelfish eggs yesterday.
Oh, wonderful. Albino?
No, these are Bulgarian seal points.
Okay. Oh, right. They look like somehow.
They're very green. It's hard to tell. They got red eyes, pink noses, and green bodies.
Ooh, pretty fish.
Another 55 gallon deep.
Right.
Here's a bunch of champagne baby angels.
Wow.
Those were born on August 28th.
Nice.
And here's a bunch of babies. These are the blacks. These are the seal points. And then another set of blacks here. And these blacks are free swimming, if you kind of can see them.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's so cool.
They just got their first batch of brown shrimp yesterday.
Nice.
They were born on October 7th.
Very cool. Do you feed microworm at all?
Sir?
Do you feed microworm?
No, I do not. Baby brine shrimp and scuds.
Okay, well that works.
Yeah, these were born June 2nd, and they're already about, I don't know, they're bigger than 50 cent.
Yeah.
All pearl scale.
Nice. Pretty fish.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right. Well, I was just killing time.
Thank you, 3G.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it.
Thanks for having me up, Father Fish. Love you.
Take care.
Love you too, Miss Dina, even though we can't see you.
Yeah, I know. Poor Dina. She's going to be better. She promised she's going to be here Sunday. Brooklyn Trini says, I live near the beach. I'll go scoop up some sand. Thinking from the beach when I have microorganisms. Well, that's true. And that's really beneficial. If you're going to do a saltwater tank, then you want to get sand from in the water that will contain, it'll be live sand, which will be really wonderful. Election Salty said, Father Fish, I really appreciate when young people show up here like they do. They're the future of the hobby. Absolutely true. And C is not here tonight. Normally he's with us every night, so I'm hoping he's okay. I haven't heard. Has anyone tried keeping native fish like bluegill or bass? Oh yeah, and other natives as well, smaller natives. I have some. What are they called? Banded sunfish, which is a small fish. They get about maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches. That's native to the East Coast, at least. And there are a lot of other. Those are smaller, but there is a fellow who has 100% native collection, a very big collection, lots of shiners and such, but also has bigger fish as well. So the sunfish, the very sunfish, the pumpkin seed, the bluegill, and all of those varieties are some of the prettiest fish that there are in the hobby or out of it. Wasn't supposed to take wildlife, but I did catch and bring home whatever was in my fast net that was small. Yeah, and it'll do quite well. I mean, you want to, I do not advocate breaking laws, but I do speak very, very strongly against them when they prevent people from being able to do the kinds of things we're doing. It's outrageous to me that the government science establishment does not recognize the critical value of hobbyists being able to maintain endangered species. If it were not for hobbyists, endangered species would be extinct species. And that's true 100% of the time. It's true across the board with every small endangered species. The only reason they're not extinct is because hobbyists are protecting, raising, and maintaining them as viable species. And the government does not recognize the importance or value of that virtually at all. It is an obscenity. It is, and is based purely on the abuse of authority that government control represents, and it must be curtailed, and it must be treated as abuse, because it is abuse. It's abuse of species. The government is responsible for virtually all of the extinction that has occurred. It's not private parties that cause things to become extinct. It is government and government policy that has caused it over and over and over. It's a well-documented fact and practice. We must rein in these abusive practices of government agencies that consider themselves somehow above and beyond and exist not to serve the public and not to serve the common need, but to serve their own needs. Danny needs a wrench. Without hobbies, even the cardinal tetra. But virtually every tropical fish that's in captivity would not exist if it were not for the hobby. There are hundreds, probably thousands of species. That axolotls are a perfect example. They would not exist if it were not for the hobby. Abolish bureaucracy. In large measure, absolutely. Bureaucracy is an uncontrolled and a virtually uncontrollable agency of government. And it needs to be reined in. Brenda is here. I heard her in the other room. Brenda's around the corner. Hi, Brenda. Nice to have you here. Brenda is our plant lady and really critical to the whole father fish operation. What's happening here? My blood sugar has been dropping today. It's down again. I need some kind of snack or other. I've got some dates here. Maybe that'll help. A lot of sugar and dates. We'll do one of these. Date night, Adam says, right? Doom pie. Talking about washing salt out of sand. Colin Israel, what are we talking about? Calcium can take out. What are you referring to, Colin? About calcium? Now, Stan. Chloramine. Oh, not calcium. Acetic acid. Vitamin C. So vitamin C controls chloramine. Brenda is the snail whisperer. Yeah, she's a plant whisperer too. She knows more about plants, I think, than I do. Jet life. Egg cells on the bottom of the tank for calcium. Good for snails, good for everything. Calcium is a vital component of a healthy, balanced environment. 3G, cold water aquatics. Mr. B's nuts. The prodigious is here. Hello, hello. Yeah, 3G still here. There he is. Doom pie, it just hit me. I may have to go pick some sand up at the store just to play it safe. You can use wild sand. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly usable. If it's coming from a questionable source, you may want to rinse it. But the sand does not absorb; it's a crystalline structure, so you can rinse it and get it really clean. Happy Hump Day, Cowgirl at Heart. Nice to see you. Great to have you with us. Stan Pittman is here. Hi, Stan.
Hey, Father. I just wanted to show 3G some stuff.
Oh, great. Turn your camera sideways. Yeah, there we go. Wonderful.
That's the Libya Perugia.
Oh, how nice.
And to give you a shot of the room, I just did a lot of work this weekend.
Wow. Great, great fish room. I love your fish room.
The white platinum guppies. Just dozens of babies in there.
Aren't they gorgeous?
I've had them for 2 weeks.
Wow.
3 weeks. About 3 weeks.
Nice.
It's the new tank I'm setting up for shell dwellers.
Okay. Cool.
There's my black swords. There's my little red ear.
Oh, look at him.
There's the big snapper. That's where all my bullies go. If I get a bully, he goes in there.
Right.
Some of 3G's
Oh, what a great jar.
Paradise. Yeah, I found that at Walmart markdown section for like $5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just set that up this weekend.
What's in there?
Some of 3G's Paradise babies.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I know you love them.
Really?
This is my least killies.
Formosa.
Yeah.
Nice, nice fish.
These are the banded Cuban limias.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, they're really cool. I'm going to move them over onto the big rack.
Wow.
Move my mollies around.
Looking fish.
Some more of the Paradise.
They have a tendency to do that.
These two bowls right here have about probably 20 of the wild grass shrimp in them too.
Oh, neat.
That I caught out of the lake.
Huh.
Just betta bowls. That's my neon swords.
Aren't they pretty? What are they called?
Neon swords.
Oh, right. Okay. Neons. Yeah.
There's some of 3G's angels. I had 8, but I took 3 up to the school. I've got a tank set up in a 4th grade classroom at the school, and surprised them with them Monday, and they freaked out. They really like those angels.
That's a pretty platy.
Yeah, it's sunburst. That's all I had in this tank, and I was needing to make room for the angels, and those 2 I just couldn't catch, so I just left them in there.
Huh.
These are the Mickey Mouse swords.
Uh-huh. Huh. I have a customer, a walk-in customer who likes swords, and
Those are blue whale platies. And I got my Florida flagfish in that tank. I keep that tank just for hair algae. If I have any develop, I just wad it up on a toothbrush and throw it in there, and they eat it.
What's eating it?
Florida flagfish.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
So there's that eats it. There we go.
I can put a ball in there, and it'll be gone the next day.
Really? Wow.
It's funny because
nice. Yeah, that's
They're
a nice fish too. It's a little aggressive, but it's a pretty fish.
Yeah, when I first got them, I'd spread them out. I had one in each tank, but I had that problem, so I just put them in one tank and I just manually removed the hair algae. But
Yeah,
that's all. That's all I got. I just wanted 3G to see those new ones.
nice. Well, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Father. Bye.
Love your picture. You bet. Bye. When someone like that comes up, if you will maximize your screen, you'll be able to get a better sense of the tank. Thank you, Stan. Nice to have you with us. Oh, Kimco Super 9 Polar Bear. What's your substrate look like that could be a concern since your fish die? I don't know who he's talking to. Melon, trying to get back in, but it won't allow me. That may be my fault, Trey. Should be able to. Yeah, amazing fisherman, isn't it? Any tips to lower pH naturally? Oh, it's fine. Pea puffers want a higher pH anyway, so that's not an issue at all. Generally speaking, a pH 7.580 is perfect for virtually all fish. So I really would not be concerned about it. I have a stem plant with light green leaves that grows nuts plants like a Java fern. Grows, I don't know. I don't know. Borelli Pascar, 8 tips to lower pH. Yeah. I've never really tried to lower pH. I've always lived with hard water. Always had hard water. Never, and any time I tried to get it lower, it became problematic. So I sort of gave up. Well, it's getting there. It's still kind of slow, but yeah, no, I don't think it's an issue. Rotella, maybe a rotella. Maybe Brenda knows. Brenda, what kind of plants are you talking about? Oh, she said rotella. Right. Oh, ready? What are we doing? We're getting down to it here. Got about 5 minutes left. We got time for one more person. If there's one more soul who would like to come up. Jack Carroll, best 10-gallon fish to eat adult neocoke. The best 10-gallon fish to eat adult neocoke. What in the world? Any will do. Any larger fish will eat Caridina. Why do you want to do that? Because so many people are struggling to raise shrimp and you're wanting to feed them. Planet Aquarium turns yellowish. Feed some veggies. No, it's probably not a problem at all. A combination of things that can cause that. If you have a little box filter or any kind of an overhang on the back filter, you can put charcoal in it, and that will help to clear the water. Can you put a sponge filter in a 45 bug? Yeah, absolutely. You can get large ones too. They come 5 inches and 6 inches in diameter. There are even bigger ones. I think I had some that are 8 inches. Tannins. Oh my. Dylan Matas, what do you think of creating a food web from Carolina Biological Supply? Certainly can do it. Phillips Fish House has all of the same material, and it's designed specifically for aquariums. So I would look him up. Somebody can post the link for Phillips Fish House. He is listed at fatherfish.fish, so you can get his link there as well. Let's see. I want to get the song back. See if I can do that. Yeah, we're going to be able to do it. Way too many rabbit snails. I doubt they are rabbit snails. They're probably very small. They're Malaysian trumpet snails. No, do not make that assumption. That's a false assumption. Their droppings are sifting down into the sand. In point of fact, the Malaysian trumpet snail, it works the same. They think of them as an earthworm. They work the same way in your substrate as an earthworm does in a garden. I would not worry about them at all. They're there because you're feeding them, and they are beneficial. So don't try to. Thank you for the link to Phillips Fish Works. Don't try to get rid of them. You will get rid of them at your peril. They're there because they are saving your tank from whatever catastrophe you are trying to bring upon it. Usually it's a function of overfeeding. Cut back on food and the population of snails will dwindle. Heaven's Angels, send Dina love and appreciation. Go to her channel, like, share, and subscribe. She has a wonderful channel. Yes, by all means. Go to her channel. Best way to add dirt into a gravel substrate. The best way is with a food web. We're working on a way to do that now. We're trying to come up with a soluble bag, a soluble material that we can put our substrate in to be able to slide down into the soil. Freezing doesn't work very well. It thaws too quickly. But we are trying to come up with, there's a package that's made for bait fish to be able to get that into the water. We've got some of those coming. We're going to try that and see if that works. All righty. What are those fish behind you? The orange ones. They're severum, golden severum. been seeing fin rot on my betta. No, that's not what's causing it. What's happening is your tank is foul, and it's foul not because of the snails. The snails are keeping it from actually crashing. You need to stop overfeeding. You're putting way too much food in that tank. In fact, I would recommend you stop feeding altogether for at least a month and give things a chance to straighten out. 3G.
Hey, Father Fish. You had somebody asking about a sponge filter in a 45 bow front.
Yes.
This is a 45 bow front with that goldfish, and I run one of those big sponges you was talking about.
Yeah.
And if you look, the stack from an undergravel filter fits perfect on it.
Oh, that's excellent. Yeah, that's a long stack too. And that has the effect of pulling much more water through the sponge.
And then it has the turnout at the top that shoots it along the surface.
Oh, that is way cool.
It's just like the thing that Corey invented, but this is just your local fish shop. I have them. They're like $4 for the stack and the turnout. It's already got a hole in the top for the air line.
Oh, that's perfect. Look at that.
And I had to wipe the glass down to show it to you. That's what's all that stuff floating around in there. I cleaned the glass real quick.
Pretty cool.
But anyhow, if anybody wants to put the sponge filters and get a stack on it, that's an easy way to do it.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you, 3J.
Yes, sir. All right, I'm out. I know you're ready to shut her down.
Yeah, we're getting real tight here. All right. Let's play our song.
Little fishes, as they swim about their home. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go.
No, girl, yes.
I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I have traveled the world over, but never found a peace that comes from watching my fishes as they swim about their home. My heart is happy and I am content to sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishies are in my home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
Good night, all.